To pay her college tuition, the girl took a job as a nanny for a mafia boss. The butler warned her that the boss had already fired 20 chefs that month, but she was confident. After all, she'd once won a national cooking competition. She danced around the kitchen while preparing dinner, humming to herself as she cooked. When the wealthy boss came home, he didn't even sit down to eat before telling his assistant to fire her. But the moment he tasted her food, his attitude changed completely. The flavor was so incredible that he told his assistant to rehire the chef, on one condition: she was never to leave him any more notes. The next day, the girl noticed a portrait on the living room wall and assumed it was the old man she worked for. She couldn't have been more wrong. The boss was young, handsome, and absurdly rich. When he went shopping, he didn't take a car. He took a helicopter. One day, Jack bragged to his friends about his new chef, joking that anyone who could cook that well had to be a middle-aged woman with decades of experience. Soon it was mealtime again. Despite his earlier warning, the girl left another sweet little note reminding him to pour the sauce over his pasta before eating. The next morning, she felt the dining table looked too plain. She added a small green plant and left another note reminding him to water it. The following day, the plant had vanished. In its place was a message from the boss saying he couldn't stand her endless notes cluttering the house. So she came up with a new idea, tying her notes to balloons. That way, they wouldn't be stuck anywhere. That weekend, Jack attended a fancy party with his friends. By coincidence, Lisa was there too, working as a waitress. Neither of them recognized the other, but fate had its own sense of humor. As Lisa poured him a drink, her bracelet snagged on one of his cuff buttons. She apologized again and again, but Jack grew impatient and snapped her bracelet, breaking it apart. Furious, Lisa called him arrogant and rude. Jack pulled out a $100 bill, but that only made her angrier. A friend stepped in to calm things down before it escalated further. The next day, a new cleaning lady arrived at Jack's mansion, but his rules were so strict that she quit before the day was over. Seeing an opportunity, Lisa asked the butler if she could take the job. He agreed to let her try. With headphones on and broom in hand, Lisa danced through the house as she cleaned. She didn't realize the boss's car had just pulled into the driveway. Jack came in and headed for a shower. Then he froze. He could tell someone else was in the house. Thinking it was a thief, he grabbed a nearby object for protection. Meanwhile, Lisa sensed something too and hid behind a wall, peeking through binoculars. For half an hour, the two of them crept nervously through the mansion until they finally bumped into each other. Jack immediately recognized her, the fiery waitress from the party. Terrified, Lisa begged him not to hurt her. It wasn't until he explained that he was the owner of the house that she calmed down. She told him she was the new cook and cleaner, and he stood there speechless, realizing how small the world really was. Jack told her she could stay on the job, but only when he wasn't home. The next morning, while Lisa was working in the kitchen, a young boy suddenly appeared and startled her. It turned out he was Jack's nephew. The cheerful kid quickly became her little buddy. They built a fort out of couch cushions and had a pillow fight that filled the whole room with feathers. When Jack came home and saw the chaos, he scolded her on the spot. The boy rushed to comfort Lisa, telling her not to take it personally. He explained that his uncle could be grumpy, but deep down, he had a kind heart. Later that evening, Jack asked Lisa to prepare dinner. She served him a cheese salad, but he immediately complained that she had changed the recipe. Fortunately, the boy stepped in to defend her. After dinner, the three of them sat outside watching a movie under the stars. Jack and Lisa started a playful game, tossing popcorn into each other's mouths. When the boy got up to use the bathroom, he turned back and warned his uncle not to pick on Lisa while he was gone. At a party the next day, a poor girl showed up at a high-end cocktail party. With one careless turn, she spilled her drink all over two Japanese guests, and the whole scene was witnessed by Jack, who immediately recognized her as his housekeeper. Normally, the wealthy man barely even acknowledged her existence. But now, seeing her dressed up like a princess, when the hotel manager began scolding her, Jack quickly stepped in and said Lisa was his friend, saving her from humiliation. Lisa tried to thank him, but Jack coldly told her not to embarrass herself further. The remark nearly made her explode with anger. Jack's friend nudged him and joked that his maid must have shown up hoping to marry into money. That comment planted a seed of suspicion in Jack's mind. Gathering her courage, Lisa approached the Japanese guests to apologize.
本当に申し訳ございません。大丈夫ですよ。
Hearing her speak Japanese in a foreign country made the couple feel surprisingly warm toward her. Lisa explained that she loved the Japanese language, which was why she attended the cultural exchange event. Jack, seeing how naturally she was chatting with the clients, gave her a warning look to stay back. The guests, noticing how attractive they both were, assumed Lisa was his fiancée. They even asked when the wedding was, leaving Lisa completely mortified. Jack, on the other hand, was convinced she must be playing a clever game. When the dancing began, the clients insisted they share a dance. Grumbling under their breath, they forced themselves through the routine. Later, Jack invited the clients to his house for further discussion, but they insisted that Lisa join them. He didn't want to agree, but refusing wasn't an option. The four of them spent the evening in the garden, drinking and laughing together. As the guests were leaving, Lisa warmly hugged them goodbye. She had clearly drunk too much, and soon started venting her thoughts. She told Jack that he was uptight, too predictable, and incredibly dull. They ended up talking under the moonlight until late into the night. Lisa's head gently rested on Jack's shoulder. He commented that her perfume smelled different, unique. Realizing the atmosphere was shifting, Lisa awkwardly said she should go home, but Jack asked her to stay the night. Lisa was stunned. He accused her of deliberately trying to get close to him. Feeling deeply insulted, Lisa ran to the bathroom, nauseous and trembling, splashing cold water over herself. Jack carried her to a guest room and slept on the couch, never touching her. But when Lisa woke up the next morning, her clothes were gone, and she couldn't remember a thing from the night before. Panicking, she called her best friend for advice. Her friend calmly analyzed the situation and concluded that the rich guy must actually like her. Trying to keep her composure, Lisa went downstairs and greeted Jack with a shy smile. Jack quickly told her that nothing had happened between them. He asked her to think carefully. Then she realized she'd been drunk and forgotten everything. But his next words shattered her completely. Jack accused her of cozying up to him because of his money, but clearly, he saw her as nothing but a gold digger. She quit her job and went home. Meanwhile, back at work, Jack couldn't stop thinking about her. He picked up his phone to apologize, but couldn't bring himself to call. He finally decided to meet a friend for dinner, but the friend declined, saying he already had a date. Jack's buddies teased him, joking that his friend never took anyone seriously. But this time, his tone was different. He said he truly meant it, even though she hadn't given him much attention. Now, using an excuse about rescuing a stray dog, he'd finally managed to invite her out, and the two even joined in a public dance. Meanwhile, the rich man sat alone in his mansion, staring blankly into the night. A sudden accident occurred, and John lost his parents. The little boy hadn't eaten in 3 days. He had lost his parents forever. His uncle had lost his mind in the hospital, and his other uncle tried to hold back tears. Since his parents' death, the boy hadn't shed a single tear. He just couldn't eat anything. That day, Lisa brought him his favorite cookies, hoping to comfort him. But the moment Tom took a bite, he burst into tears. At the funeral, Lisa was consoling the grieving family. The wealthy man who once humiliated her stood silently nearby. He only offered a few polite words. After the funeral, Tom was temporarily placed in his Uncle Jack's care. He was quiet and withdrawn, constantly asking for Lisa. Jack had no choice but to swallow his pride and go ask her for help. The once arrogant rich man now spoke in a pleading tone. He wanted Lisa to return as their housekeeper and take care of Tom. Seeing the boy limping broke her heart. When she stepped back into the mansion, Jack tried to hide his relief. But when another suitor showed up at the door, a flicker of jealousy crossed his face. Tom lit up the moment he saw Lisa, rushing into her arms with joy. Later, while they were playing video games, Tom's aunt, whom he hadn't seen in 10 years, suddenly appeared. She acted overly friendly, as if nothing had happened. When Jack learned that Tom's aunt had returned, he quickly called Lisa and told her to take the boy away. It turned out the aunt didn't care about Tom at all. She only wanted custody to claim the company shares his parents had left behind. After saying this, Jack pulled off his shirt and dove straight into the water, splashing Lisa playfully in the process. The next morning, Lisa was woken by the sound of a cat meowing. Annoyed, she stormed outside to find it, but accidentally locked herself out. She circled the house, realizing every door was shut tight. She leaned against the door in frustration, only for it to swing open suddenly. A strong pair of arms caught her, pulling her in. She found herself in Jack's embrace, asking if he'd heard the cat too. She insisted it must be in the garden. Jack had zero interest in cats, but still pretended to check outside to humor her. The next day, Lisa's best friend came by for a visit, and right behind her was Tom's aunt. Lisa tried to stop her, but since the woman was technically Tom's family and had brought gifts, she couldn't refuse her entry. While the adults chatted, Lisa's friend secretly snapped photos of Tom's father's will. It revealed that the aunt, who had been disowned for her past scandals, was still granted 20% of the company shares out of guilt. Later in court, the aunt presented that will and successfully won custody of Tom. Hearing the judge's decision, Tom broke down in tears. Afterward, Jack took Lisa to the beach. He said that whenever he felt lost, the ocean wind helped clear his mind. Lisa smiled and said she loved that feeling too. "You're beautiful," he told her quietly. The next day, Tom's uncle-in-law arrived with a signed agreement, claiming ownership of 48% of the company. Just yesterday, they had been factory workers. Now they were millionaires overnight. Jack had lost his sister, and now his nephew was being used as someone's bargaining chip. Lisa's best friend, who lived off instant noodles, suddenly showed up with brand new clothes for them both. Lisa asked where she got the money. Her friend said it was from a part-time job, but in truth, she had secretly photographed the will at Jack's house and had been paid handsomely for it. She used to be the most beautiful girl on campus. Now she worked as a maid in a billionaire's mansion, but her stunning beauty managed to do what no one else could. It made the jet-setting tycoon carry grocery bags through a crowded street market. While the maid carefully picked vegetables, the vendor mistook the billionaire for a regular laborer. He complimented his looks, patted him on the shoulder, and joked that hard labor builds strong muscles. When they returned home, Jack's cousin and the butler couldn't believe what they were seeing. The boss, carrying a watermelon and a heavy sack, walked behind his maid like her assistant. As soon as Jack put down the groceries, he began discussing a leaked document with his cousin. Just then, Lisa walked by. Jack's cousin mentioned that the tech team could trace the photo's location data from the phone it came from. Hearing that, Lisa panicked. Her best friend's secret might be exposed. Overwhelmed by fear, she fainted on the spot. Jack rushed over to help her. When Lisa woke up on the couch, she said she just hadn't eaten breakfast and would be fine after resting. She then asked Jack to come to the kitchen. She was ready to confess what her friend had done. But before she could speak, a message came in from the tech department. They reported that all the date and location data had been erased, and only the phone model could be identified. Relieved, Lisa finally let out a deep breath. Later, as they admired the flowers in the garden, Lisa received a call. They rushed to the hospital. Tom had fallen at home. Though the doctor said he'd be fine after a few days' rest, Jack was furious at Tom's aunt. The argument was cut short when her husband appeared. Before leaving, Jack warned John that if anything happened to his nephew again, he wouldn't let it slide. On the drive home, Jack told Lisa that since Tom's guardians had gained custody, they would likely use the boy to take over the family company. Lisa teased that if it were her, she'd only want his house, not his business. Jack laughed for the first time in days. The next morning, Anna came to the company and immediately started reminiscing about the old days. Jack told her to stop talking, but she kept going, saying she missed what they had before things fell apart. He snapped and told her she had no morals. Outside the door, John overheard their conversation and pretended not to care. The following day, Jack called both Anna and John to his office. John was clearly irritated. Jack rarely spoke to him, and now he suddenly wanted a meeting. Jack explained that Tom's birthday was in 2 days and that he wanted to bring the boy home to celebrate. Anna argued that Tom could celebrate at her house instead. To everyone's surprise, John agreed with Jack's plan. On the day of the party, the whole family gathered. When Tom saw his grandmother for the first time in a while, he ran into her arms. The old woman held him tight. She had never recovered from losing her daughter. It was supposed to be a happy day, but 2 unwelcome guests showed up, John and Anna. Their greetings were cold and sharp. Jack's mother reminded everyone that it wasn't a day for fighting. When the birthday cake came out, the room filled with applause and laughter. Tom closed his eyes and made a wish. He hoped to see his parents in his dreams every night. After the party, Anna lingered by Jack's side. She commented on how beautiful the garden was, just like the one where they had once gotten engaged. John, watching from a distance, clenched his jaw in anger. He made a call to one of his men, saying there was something he needed done. It turned out that Tom's parents' car accident hadn't been an accident at all. It was John's doing.